Hi dear students. So in this video I will explain the program 9 which is QuickStart. Okay, QuickStart program. You need to execute QuickStart program using path testing approach. Okay, so let us look at the definition of the program statement. So design, develop, code and run the program in any suitable language to implement the QuickStart algorithm. Determine the basis paths and using them derive different test cases, execute these test cases and discuss the test results. So this is actually the problem, right? So program. So QuickStart is a basic I mean uh, algorithm. People actually, I hope people studied this QuickStart algorithm in data structure when we were actually studying data structure and so QuickStart. So regarding the QuickStart, it is follows the approach of divide and conquer, right? It actually follows the approach of divide and conquer. So here the program is divided into small. Problem is divided into small sub problem. So we are going to solve the small sub problem. Then we will get a solution for the large problem. This is the logic of divide and conquer. So merge sort as well as quick sort works on this logic, divide and conquer logic. So here two approaches will come. One is regarding the program logic and second one is regarding the testing strategy. Right? Program, the logic also, again I will explain the logic once we get back to college. I will clearly explain with an example, but for now I will explain with I will try to explain with taking some small example. Okay, so uh, here as I said before, there are two approach. One to know the program logic, another one to know the testing strategy, right? So in program 10 also we followed the same basis path testing, right? Why should we need this basis path? Uh, you know, for execution of a program, uh, so any program can be represented as a graph. Okay, this is the basic concepts. Any program can be represented as a graph. So each line or each line is considered as a statement in a program. Okay, for example here the wait quick start under the function wait quick start int ij temp key is actually we are declaring the variable, right? It is considered as a one statement, and if low the loop condition, if low is less than high, it is considered as a another statement. Okay, each line is considered as a statement. So we going to assign a number for each line. Okay, so when we're actually constructing a graph, we're going to use these nodes, this number as a nodes for that particular graph. For example, you can see here, so the function quicksort I have assigned the number from 1 to 20, right? This 1 to 20 is considered as a node for a program graph like this. Okay, so why do we need to follow this path, basis path testing approach? This basis path testing approach is discovered or invented by the Maccabees. Okay, Maccabees, Maccabees is the person who invented this approach. So when you heard the term basis path testing, you always remember one equation that is called cyclomatic complexity equation, right? What is this cyclomatic complexity equation? This cyclomatic complexity equation tells you the number of independent paths in a program. What? The number of independent paths in a program. This cyclomatic complexity equation is actually V of g is equal to E minus V of g is equal to E minus n plus P or 2P based on whether the sync node is, the last node is connected to first node or not. Okay, if the last node in the program is connected to first node, then the equation will become v of g is equal to e minus n plus p, only single p. Okay, if there is no connection between last node and the first node, then the equation is v of g is equal to e minus n plus p. Here v of g is a vector space of a graph G. Okay, E is nothing but edges, n is nothing but what, the nodes. Okay, here we know now only I explained, right, nodes, the program statements. Okay, p is the distinct path. Okay, path for the distinct path of it is actually is equal to 1 only. The p's value is always is equal to 1 only in most of the cases. Okay, so distinct way. Okay, so here in the quicksort, first I'm going to explain the logic of a quicksort by taking one example. You can take the main idea of a quicksort is what? So you're going to save some number in an array. Okay, and you need to sort those number according to ascending order. So you may give in any order while storing the number in an array, but while sorting you should sort that number in an ascending order using quicksort approach. Okay, so quicksort, as the name tells you, it's quick in approach. So we quickly is going to sort the number. Okay, the basic logic is the concept called partition. Partition is the basic logic. So here first we will take any number as a pivot number. Okay, pivot. So in this case I have taken key. Okay, you can see the variable key. This variable key is nothing but pivot element. Okay, usually I will take the first number of a array as a pivot. Okay, so I will first what I am going to do, I will try to find the right position for the pivot element. What exactly the right position? The right position is nothing but the array actually in its origin position. The number is actually in its origin position. The left part of that number, pivot element, is actually less than that number, pivot number, and right part of that pivot number actually greater than that of pivot number. So in this way, I'm going to find the right place for that pivot number by using the partition approach. So this is in one iteration. I'm going to find the pivot, the right position for that particular pivot number. Okay, so one iteration is over. Again, okay, I'm going to go for the next iteration. In this iteration, I will take again the another number, okay, as a pivot number. Again, I'm going to find the right position for that pivot number. So in this way I will follow different iteration according to the number of elements which I already stored in an array. So I'm going to find each right position for a pivot number. Okay, so of course at last my array is actually sorted. Each element actually in its right position, so that array is completely sorted in ascending order. This is the approach of a quicksort. Okay, for here you can take here, just look at the code. So variables is there, int I, j, temp key. Okay, so a quicksort is the program. So I'm passing 3 parameters for the quicksort, array of 100 elements, 2 variable called low and high, which represent first element as well as last element in an array. Okay, and I'm declaring some variable here, int ij, temp for storing the temporary variable, and key is nothing but pivot element here. Okay, if low is less than high, right? Of course, if the first element is less than high only, we're going to do this operation, otherwise it will goes out of the loop. Okay, that's why if low is less than I in the sense the low number is actually less than I. What I'm going to do, I will take first number a of low, first number, and I'm going to store in key. So in this sense I'm going to make that first number as a pivot number, and I'm going to assign first number, I mean low, to the variable I, and I'm going to assign the last number to the variable j. Okay, next, until the I is less than is equal to j, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to do this operation while the pivot element is greater than or is equal to a of I. I'm going to increment I. In the same way, while the pivot element is less than e of j, I'm going